Hey guys, welcome back to my AFK Arena. In today's video, we are checking out the new wilder Navanti. So my guess of female Arden was definitely wrong. I think we're definitely on the opposite spectrum. I think it's a really cool design. I think she's really cool. I like the fact that we've got a bird in the art. I always like anything with a pet, which is awesome. Honestly, really cool design. I think her design's wicked. It's like she's almost like her outfit almost looks like an evil outfit turned good. You know, like the evil witches. They normally have the big like spiky things. That's the vibe I get, but it's like a good evil person is the vibe I get. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Basically, to me, it looks like she's going to be really good with summoner teams. Specifically at the moment, good with Grizzle would be the main one. I think she'll have some sort of synergy with, Awakened Solace. But mainly with summoners. That's what her kit is geared towards. Anything that summons extra units, they're going to get buffed pretty well. So I think that's pretty much where she's going to be used at the moment. At a first glance, we'll go through her ability. She is another support unit because we didn't have enough support units on the Wilders. But let's jump in and check. I think she's got a really cool kit. I really like her. She's one that I'm tempted to go for the animated avatar for. But let's go into it. Once again, pretty big skill descriptions. Sorry if I mess them up. They get a bit confusing, and I've read through them once and see how we go. Navanti, and sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but I feel like it's a silent H. You guys give me the breakdown of how to, like you guys always do in every new character's name after I say them wrong. You break down the name for me in the comments, and then I try again, and we try again, and we try again, and then we never get it right, and then we give them a nickname. So that's probably what we're going to do anyway. Anyway, I digress. Nature's Flourish. This is the ultimate ability. She releases the power of the wood element and slowly restores all her allies' health by 18% of her max health within 5 seconds. So across 5 seconds, they get 18%. Doesn't sound too crazy. For allies who are buffed by the Arbor Refuge effect, which we'll look at in a sec, if their health is lower than 40%, they will immediately recover their health equal to 10% of her max health. Otherwise, they will get 200 energy points. Allied heroes can only trigger this effect once when they are using their ultimate skill. Now, this last sentence, I feel like it's misworded. Once again, could be me just really bad at English and stuff like that. But allied heroes can only trigger this effect once when they are using their ultimate skill. It makes it sound like it's when the allies use their ultimate skill, but there's no condition of them using their ultimate skill in this description. So what I'm thinking it's meant to say is they can only gain this effect once per Nature's Flourish ultimate. Because it's going to heal them over 5 seconds, I believe there'll be multiple ticks to it, and it's just saying you can't gain that, like if it's 1 tick every second, you can't gain it 5 times from one ultimate. That's the way I would understand it, which case, if it is like that, really nice, because screw the healing, because we all know in the end game healing is pointless, especially healing this low doesn't matter. So if you can have some immunities on your allies, you know, she's probably going to be decent with a Grizzle. You got Ulna, so hopefully they stay completely topped off, and that way they're getting the energy instead of worrying about the extra healing. So I think that's going to be the main use for this ability. It's more of a let's get extra energy as opposed to let's heal up. And then what do we have here? Reduces damage suffered by allies by 20% within the skill's duration. For the 5 seconds, they get 20% mitigation. When using the ultimate, it grants the effect to 2 allies with the it grants the effect to 2 allies with the lowest health percentage who are not buffed by Arbor Refuge. I believe what this is saying, once again, I'm sorry for my stupidity, but I believe it's saying that the 2 allies with the lowest health percentage that are not buffed with Arbor Refuge get the Arbor Refuge buff, which we'll go through in a sec, obviously. All right, next ability. Like I said, they're trying hard to start. Like, I swear character names and character descriptions, they just see me trying to read these things and they're like, this guy's going to get screwed by this one. We've nailed him on this one. That's what it feels like. It's hurtful, Lilith. Please stop. Connecting branches. So this one has a passive and an active portion. Every 4 seconds, a stalk grows behind her while she recovers 50 energy points. Once again, this wording, while she recovers 50 energy points. I think it means if every 4 seconds, a stalk grows behind her And when it grows behind her, she gets 50 energy points. I believe that's what it's meant to be. Sorry. She can store up to 3 stalks. If an allied hero's health falls below 50%, one stalk, dude, I'm suffering here, will be consumed, which restores the ally's health by 12.5% of her max health. Each ally can only receive this effect once every 5 seconds. Basically, this is Rowan's healing potions, but at 12.5% healing. That's essentially what it is. And she gets them over time. She doesn't start with them. Just think of it as Rowan's potions. Easy way to think about it. But when the skill is actively used, she reduces the attack rating of the enemy hero with the highest attack rating to that of the enemy hero with the lowest attack rating. If the enemy hero is a boss or has only one hero, or there's only one hero, the damage they inflict will be reduced by 20% for 5 seconds. So that's the reduction. But we also get that same effect for defense, but if it's a boss or there's only one left, the damage they receive will be increased by 20%, which is different to reducing their defense by 20%. Damage received will be increased by 20%, so it's not too bad. Then at level 3, when actively used, reduces the damage that she takes by 10% for 5 seconds, and then reduces the damage that she takes by 20% for 5 seconds. Those are the skill ups. Moving on to the next ability. Natural Gifts. She grants a stalk to the ally with the lowest health percentage and restores their health by 15% of her max health, while providing them with the Arbor Refuge, which is the one we were referring to back in the Ultimate. So this is the one, if they have this on them and they're above 40% health, they will get the energy when she uses her ult. That's what this ability is, the key thing we want to remember. Then Arbor Refuge, what is it? If a target receives damage exceeding 20% of their current health, their Arbor Refuge effect will be removed, while the current damage they receive will be reduced by 40%. A shield will also be generated that offsets the damage by 25% of her max health for 4 seconds. For the shield's duration, each round of damage suffered by the target will be reduced by an amount equal to 1.5% of her max health. So I believe that goes into the multiplication factor of the damage. So I think it's actually a decent damage mitigation with that shield. Don't quote me. Once again, they're making it hard for me. Anyway, skill ups. Removes the Arbor Refuge effect while reducing the current damage received by 60%, so it buffs that from 40 to 60. Duration is extended to 6. And then for 30 engraving, grants the Arbor Refuge effect to herself and allies along the flight path of the stalk. So this is where you can probably start to play strategies on positioning to get the flight path better, so that you're actually buffing more allies with it, so that we can get more of them stacking up that energy. And then also that mitigation factor is increased to 2.5%. Okay, moving on to the next ability. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We just got one ability, signature item, and exclusive finisher to go. We're nowhere near it. Anyway, passive. When a new entity summoned by an allied appears in the battlefield, i.e. Grizzle, Baden, there's a heap. Awakened Solace. My brain's farting. You guys get the gist. Normal Solace. Hey! Anyway, a summoned entity. You guys get it. Navanti grants Mark of Nature effect to the summoner and the summoned entity, which lasts for 4 seconds. Mark of Nature increases the target's haste by 5 points. When dealing damage, the target imposes a restriction on the hit enemy. When the restrictions are stacked up to 5 times, the enemy is entangled for 3 seconds, during which they are immobile and unable to attack. The effect can only be triggered against each enemy once every 4 seconds. Now, once every 4 seconds, I believe they get entangled for 3 seconds, then they have 4 seconds where they can't be entangled, then they can get entangled for 4 seconds again. I don't believe it's 3 seconds, then 1 second, then 3, because they're still effectively entangled. So just clarifying that. Then, skill ups. The Mark of Nature effect further increases the summoner and summoned entities' attack ratings by 10%. Really nice. So they're getting a little haste buff, but they're also getting the attack rating buff. And when we get into her furniture, spoiler alert, it allows this to stack up to 2 times, which is pretty solid. Then level 3, when an ally perishes, she increases her max health by 3% and restores her health of the same amount up to 5 times. But that, I believe when that says an ally, I believe that's like non-summoned allies. It could be summoned as well, but down here it specifies summoned. So I'm not too sure whether that's like ally heroes plus summoned entities or just allied heroes. The fact they can stack up to 5 times and you've only got 4 allies makes me think it might be summoned and normal. Not too sure. Once again, testing. And then level 4. When a summoned entity of an ally perishes, she permanently increases the summoner's attack rating by 8% and haste by 6, which can be stacked up to 3 times. The value of each increase will not exceed 12% of her initial attack rating. So basically, what this is saying, this is where your summoners start to get stacked. They get the haste and the attack rating when they summon an entity, but on top of that, they get a stacking buff when an entity dies. With Grizzle, they explode, they die pretty quick, so he's going to get that stacked up to 3 times pretty quick smart. And then when you consider the furniture, which we'll look at in a sec, he's also going to get an extra 20% attack, an extra 10 haste. So it's a pretty decent buff that this ability is bringing, even though it is a very long-winded ability. When using the Nature's Graft, for the next 5 seconds, she transfers 10% of the direct damage received by the ally hero with the lowest health percentage to the enemy hero with the lowest health percentage. The amount of damage transferred will not exceed 35% of her max health. And then it goes from 10% to 20% to 40%. And then at level 30 signature item, when using the ultimate, she triggers the connecting branches effect once and dispels most healing restrictions on all allies before the ultimate is used. So the connecting branches is this one here. So she's going to trigger the effect of these. I don't know whether it's just the secondary effect or she's also going to get the energy, but it's when she's using the ult. So I don't know whether it's stacked, but I think it's just the latter effect of it. Moving on from that. What just happened? Don't know how that happened. I just clicked on furniture. I must have accidentally clicked visit in. That's okay. Furniture. After the restrictions imposed by the Mark of Nature effect on the enemies are stacked to the maximum, the enemies will suffer damage equal to 10% of their max health without exceeding 600% of their attack rating. Now, that's the root one. Once they get 5 stacks of that debuff, they get rooted for 3 seconds, and then they'll also take 10% of their max health as damage, and then they'll have 4 seconds of immunity. Then you can do it again. Then at 9 furniture, the duration of Mark of Nature effect is increased to 7 seconds. The effect can be stacked up to 2 times. So that is where this one, we were talking about the Mark of Nature, which gives them also the 10% attack. It's now stacking 2 times, giving a 20% attack buff. Holy shit, that took a long time to get through. Let's go into the Arena of Trials and take a look. Okay, I apologize. That took forever. Skills getting hard. Like, look at her. She looks so cool. She looks so cool. Like, I just think she looks wicked. And you can see the branches behind her. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I think the real magic is going to be... I like the little tree that comes up. I think it's pretty cool. Like, there's not too much to it. You can see the branch growing up. Yeah. That's pretty much those skills. Let's go 4 times. See what it looks like on 4. Pretty solid. Lots of healing. You get the gist. Anyway, I think the magic is still going to be that energy recovery. So let's jump over here. Do we have an ally? Are you kidding me? They don't even give us an ally that summons units. Wait, does he summon scarabs along the way? Does he summon... I can't even remember how Oku works. I'm surprised I even remember his name. Now, I don't think Mishka counts. I don't think Damon counts because I don't think they're summoned through the battle. We'll put Mishka in just in case it does, but I don't think she works that way. If she does, like, she's not going to keep getting the buff. She probably should get the buff when they die, though. So let's just shut up and do something. All right, let's take a look. I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to see much. What I think like, I don't think we're really going to see the effect of her too clearly. I think you're just going to notice the damage. I feel like she's going to be great in an Ulna Grizzle team. But, you know, the problem is that team doesn't need a great support. Maybe this gives Baden some viability. I mean, I don't know. But it's like the problem with this, the whole Ulna Grizzle thing is like they're just so strong that you don't need an additional support to put into that team, even though she might be the best, like a better one than maybe a Silas or a, you know, whoever you want to put in for the healer. Like I feel like mainly she'd be replacing a Silas. She doesn't have that immunity effect, but I mean, she does have the buffing damage effect, which I don't even know if you really need. So that's the thing about it. So not too sure. That's where she's at. Like I said, we'll have to wait and test, but I think she's just essentially going to be really good in summoner teams. Maybe we create another summoner team. Let's have a look. Let's see who else summons units. Who else summons units? Like, Khazad summons his snake, but I don't think that's a thing that's going to count. Do Wukong's clones count as summoned? This is going to be like a whole series of, do these count as summons? Do her bats count as summons? I don't think so. But if they did, because they keep coming back and forth, maybe it's a thing. I don't think it will be. You don't summon, you don't summon, you don't summon. Who summons? Let's have a look. Put it in the comments if you know someone that summons, because I'm struggling. I'm struggling here. You don't. Totems? Maybe totems count? Are they summoned entity? Or whatever they're describing it as? I think maybe. Who else do we got? Do Scregs, little Screggies that run through count? I don't think so. Who else? No. Do Saurus's spectral versions of himself? No, they won't count. I'm just clutching here. Obviously, Solus's flowers count. Oku Scarabs, I can't remember. Mishka's Wolves probably count, but you're not going to get a good effect. Awakened Solus, definitely. Grizzle, definitely. I don't. The spirits don't count because they're not summoned entities. Baden's do. Stitchy may count for 1. Past that, I think that's... Oh, her hounds. Maybe her hounds count as well. Maybe Kayleen's hounds is another one. Possibly. Could be a thing. But I think that's about it. But maybe new Kayleen team. Maybe we could test it out. Who knows? Get them hounds out there. Ephemeral spirits. Don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's a new hero. She looks pretty sick. I don't know how to say her name. Her abilities are long as hell. That is it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.